Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
The postseason for fall sports arriving in full force this week. We're coming right out of the gate this work week with high school sports coverage today. It's the B10 softball sub-district tournament taking place at Scottsbluff High School. Just 3 teams and 2 total games is all. We'll have both for you today with radio coverage only. Gering will play Alliance first at 2 o'clock. Jeff Kelly and I with that broadcast on KMOR 93.3. And the winner of that one will take on top seed Scottsbluff in what should be right around a 4 o'clock start. And we'll move that broadcast coverage on 107.3 The Trail. So KMOR for game 1, 107.3 The Trail for game 2. Gering in a spot where they might need to win both of these games to reach a district final. Scottsbluff trying to shore up home games this weekend for their district final appearance. There's also girls district golf today out of town for Class B and Class C teams and players. Scottsbluff looking like the heavy favorite for that B district. That's being held today at Ogallala. The Class C area district meet at Kimball for today. If you rewind to this past Friday night, our lone TV game for high school football was a key game for Gering as they won their district opener at home over Lexington. The final was 14-0. The Bulldogs are now 2-4 so far this season with a road game coming up next against Northwest before games against Scottsbluff and Hastings to close out the regular season. With 3 wins, get the Bulldogs to the playoffs. Scottsbluff, well, they won their mega tilt at Waverly on Friday night, 28-21 in overtime. And in Lincoln on Saturday night, the Huskers were finally able to close out a game in the fourth quarter as they beat Indiana 35-21. Garrett Nelson spoke highly of interim coach Mickey Joseph after the win.
I love Mickey. I'm going to ride with him. He's been put in a rough situation. He's been absolutely flourishing in that spot and taking care of us and making sure we're all right mentally and physically, bringing the mentality, bringing the energy, understanding, in this spot he's maximizing his spot right now, which is phenomenal, and I love him to death. Even before he was a head coach, I love him to death, and I can't thank him enough for the guy he is and the coach he is, and like I said, sticking with us and my teammates, and sticking together and getting through this rough patch.
Nelson had 2 sacks in the victory against the Hoosiers. Nebraska now set for a short work week. They've got a game Friday night at Rutgers. That is the latest today from right here at the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.